Hi book friends! Today's episode of Biblio Happy Hour is brought to you by Biblio Finder, a new online directory for independent bookstores. Biblio Finder allows users to find bookstores worldwide based on your current or planned location. Hi book friends! Welcome to Biblio Happy Hour, a podcast that's sharing bookseller stories, what's new in books, and everything bookish. I'm your host, Victoria Wood. In today's show, we'll be talking to Dan Brewster, and he is from the PROLOGUE Bookshop located in Columbus, Ohio. Before I get started with today's show, I just wanted you to know that you can tune in to our Biblio news segment every Monday right here on Biblio Happy Hour. We'll be sharing new releases for the week, other titles to look out for in future, bookstore events, and what's trending. Looking for more bookish content? You can listen to our off-the-cuff discussions, get top-shelf monthly recommendations, behind-the-scenes content, perks, and more over on our Patreon page. Patreon allows listeners like you to support a show you love, plus it helps us to grow and embark on new and amazing projects for both the book and bookstore community. It's super easy, so just check out the details and the different levels you can support us over at patreon.com/bibliofinder. And wherever you're listening to this podcast, please don't forget to share, subscribe to the show, and leave us a rating and review. Alrighty everyone, let's talk with our guest. Dan, thank you so much for coming on the show, and welcome to Biblio Happy Hour.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Oh, we're so happy to have you. Really quick though, before we get started, are you a coffee or a tea person?
I am a reluctant coffee person.
Okay, reluctant. Why are you so reluctant?
Because I wish I could just drink water all the time, but I need the caffeine, so.
Yeah, you need the caffeine. Okay, no worries. I think most of us can relate to that. But tell us about your bookstore. Tell us about PROLOGUE Bookshop, where you're located, and share a bit about your town.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are PROLOGUE Bookshop. We are just north of downtown in the Short North Arts District in Columbus, Ohio, which is, of course, the capital. Columbus is a growing and thriving city. It's the fastest growing city in the Midwest with almost 1 million people. We just passed the population of San Francisco. And it is a really exciting time to be in Columbus because there's so much growth and so much going on. And so that's why I picked it. I knew I wanted to be closer to home in Ohio, but I wanted to find the right place for the store to be. And Columbus had some great opportunities available. And so that is what I chose.
Okay. Did you always know that you wanted to open a bookstore, or did the opportunity of moving back to Ohio and Columbus, did that spark your interest in opening the store? What's your story?
So this is pretty funny because when I was getting press and everything when the store was about to open, I think everyone expected the narrative to be, oh, I've wanted to open a bookstore since I was a kid. And that's not actually been true for me. I really wanted to work with computers, to work developing websites, and I did that. I moved out to San Francisco shortly after college. I worked at Goodreads and some of the largest websites in the world. And after a while, I really decided that that was not the place I wanted to be. I wasn't sure that those places were necessarily doing a good service to the community, to the world at that point. And I had been having some ideas, bouncing around some ideas in my head for a while about what my next step would be. And I've always been a big library fan, and when I moved out to San Francisco, I became a big bookstore fan too. I know you've had Green Apple Books on here, which was my neighborhood store, and I'd go there all the time. It was wonderful. But I decided that I really thought that there weren't independent bookstores when I was growing up in Ohio. That wasn't something that we had. And I felt that was something that would really add to that's something that I could bring and add to a neighborhood back in the Midwest that really needed such a thing. And it's been so thrilling to be back here in Columbus where I can do that.
Tell our listeners, what can they expect when they walk into Prologue Bookshop? For our listeners who've never been to your store before, maybe they're not even from the area, but they're visiting, what can they expect walking in your front doors? Give us a visual as best as you can.
Yeah, so something that has been really amazing to me is that everybody who walks in the door, more than I would ever expect, they comment on how it smells like books, how it smells like a bookstore. And I didn't do any conscious decisions to have it smell like a bookstore. It just kind of does. And it's so cool that people, as soon as they walk in the door, they really are in that environment and they're excited about it. We aren't a large store. We only have about 1,000 square feet, which definitely puts us on the small side. But we have fit quite a few books on the shelves. So we have extensive sections in fiction. We have a great local interest and local history section. We have a great kids section in back. Some of the kids' books, I don't have any kids personally, but some of the books that they have coming out now are just things that I think, as a 6 or 12 or 8, however old I would be, at that age, I would have loved that book. And it's so cool to be able to carry those items and really inspire the next generation of readers. And, we have a great biography section. We have great history. We have a lot of excellent titles. It's 100% all new books in the store. We don't do any used books. And we have some gift items. We're still working on kind of expanding our line of gift items. But we have a lot of greeting cards. We have board games, which are a lot of fun. People love some of our board games that we have. We of course, we have the standards, the bookstore socks and the puzzles and some of the T-shirts. And it's a cozy little spot. But it's not overwhelming. It's not too much. I like to think it's just about right.
Just about right. All right. But tell us, what was the reaction from your friends and family when you decided, I'm going to leave the corporate world. I'm going to open a bookstore. I'm moving from San Francisco. I'm coming back to the state of Ohio. What were the reactions from your family and friends?
I think it really threw most of them for a curveball. I don't think anybody thought this was where I was going. For a long time, I wasn't sure it was where I was going. I took a lot of time to kind of slowly ease into that decision, and I'd kind of tell one person at a time and see what their reaction was and wait a while before I told anybody else. And it was always kind of fun because I think that a lot of people knew that I was pretty disillusioned in technology, and they were excited to see that I was going into something that I was a lot more excited about, and really something that would be a fun, different kind of challenge too. So, it was not at all what anyone expected, but everybody was excited about it. I have so many friends, especially from when I was working at Goodreads, that are really all about books and about bookstores and the whole lifestyle there, and they were just all so thrilled, and many of them really wished that they could open a bookstore too. I feel like that's something that so many people really wish that they could bring into their own life, and I think for a lot of people it's like they know it's aspirational because they know it's a lot of work, but at the same time it makes them really happy when somebody that they know is going and doing this so that they can kind of watch it from the sidelines, not have to work.
Absolutely, yes. Hey guys, listen to the full podcast episode over on our Patreon page. So Patreon allows listeners like you to support the show as well as our online directory for independent bookstores. You'll also get additional perks for joining, such as discount codes for some awesome products and services. You'll be able to share your input and submit questions for the show, get behind the scenes content, weekly business updates, shout outs, plus lots more. That's patreon.com/bibliofinder. I'm really looking forward to talking with you there.